Alright, this is Boxing Wave. So Marquez and Mike Alvarado decided to fight each other. We heard the rumors of this happening after Marquez turned down the fight with Ruslan Provodnikov. Okay, it was shortly after that. I think that's when there was talks of them fighting each other. A lot of people, including myself, was a little disappointed that Marquez ducked the fight with Provodnikov. I mean, if you're a Marquez fan, the truth, it is what it is. He ducked him. I mean, he refused to fight him, and he picked up the guy that Provodnikov beat. So, I was speaking on Twitter a little bit about it earlier, and it's not like I'm upset about it or anything, because I think both fights are good fights. And I actually think Marquez can beat Provodnikov without taking so much damage. I actually think he can beat Provodnikov. But the thing is, the point that I was trying to make on Twitter is that Marquez get a lot of passes. He gets a pass for a lot of things a lot of other boxers get criticized for. And it's not because he's some legendary fighter or anything. Like, people try to use the excuse of his age or his legacy in the wars, the amount of wars he's been in. Oh, a lot of other guys been in the same, a lot of other guys have made their mark on this sport, and they get criticized for it just as well. For a lot of things that he doesn't get criticized for, Now, if he wants to just make it easy coast to get championship again, he obviously wants to get a title shot again. He lost to Tim Bradley. I think he wants a title in 5 different divisions. I believe that it was 5, all right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's what he's shooting for, a title in his 5th division. And he lost to Tim Bradley, so he wanted a rematch with Tim Bradley. And Tim Bradley is now fighting Manny Pacquiao. But the thing is, Provodnikov wanted to fight him. He didn't take the fight with Ruslan, and right away, the rumors and the talk started surfacing about him fighting Mike Alvarado. Now, the reason why I say he gets a pass is because there's a lot of fighters that get criticized for the same thing, ducking. You see everything that's happening with Canelo, Floyd Mayweather, even Manny Pacquiao gets criticism for fighting guys coming off of losses. Manny Pacquiao fought, a lot of guys coming off losses. He got a lot of criticism for fighting Brandon Rios, a guy that a lot of people thought it was an easy fight for him, which I thought was an easy fight for him. But when Marquez fights Mike Alvarado, it's okay because he's 40 years old and he's been in wars and stuff like that. People pick and choose who they want to criticize when they're making a point, when they're being biased towards their favorite fighter or whatever. So that was the point that I was trying to make on Twitter earlier. I wasn't trying to knock Marquez because I am a Marquez fan, and I've said this in previous videos. It's just that, me personally, I would like to see the Provodnikov fight because I think Marquez could beat him. I think Provodnikov is good, but I think he will lose to any B+ boxer. You know what I'm saying? Like any boxer that fights a smart fight, a semi smart fight with Provodnikov can beat him. I just don't. I'm not into this whole thing where Provodnikov is some Terminator. He is, but he's good against guys that are trying to brawl with him. We've seen that. Mauricio Herrera, I know Provodnikov has improved, but he hasn't improved dramatically since that fight. And Mauricio Herrera was able to beat him. You know what I'm saying? Tim Bradley was able to beat him as soon as he started using his brain and stopped trying to go to war with this guy. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, the Mike Alvarado fight is not a bad fight. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a good fight. I think people are sleeping on Mike Alvarado. I think it's going to be a lot more competitive. than a lot of people think. A lot of people think because of the fact that he turned down Provodnikov that it's an easier fight than that, but it's still not an easy fight. I think Mike Alvarado's, he has decent boxing ability. He can go to war too. He can go to war and exchange with you and fight that kind of fight as well. But at the same time, I think Marquez is the better fighter. Marquez has the experience. He has really good counter punching ability. It should be a really good fight, and I think it could be close. I think a lot of the rounds are going to be close. It should be a good fight. Win or lose, it should be a close fight. It shouldn't be a dominated performance by either one of them. I think Mike Alvarado is going to have his moments in the fight. And another thing with Mike Alvarado, I don't think he's going to take as much punishment as he did in his last 3 fights. Fighting Brandon Rios twice and fighting Ruslan Provodnikov. He's not going to receive as much damage in this fight because I just don't think Marquez hits as hard, and for the most part Marquez is a defensive fighter, so it should be a little bit more of a good boxing match with some brawlings, with some good exchanges at the same time. A lot more entertaining than the Tim Bradley Marquez fight, but not as extreme as Brandon Rios Alvarado fight or the Provodnikov Alvarado fight. So with that being said, I might do another prediction video when it draws closer to the fight, but I don't see Marquez really losing this fight. Marquez should be able to pull off the win and probably get the winner of Pacquiao, Tim Bradley, too. So that's the way I see the fight going. And for you guys that follow me on Twitter, I wasn't trying to knock Marquez, but I'm just saying that he does get a lot of passes, especially with the sportsman-like comments that he made about Tim Bradley, how Tim Bradley was running and stuff like that. I think that was nonsense. I think it was I didn't even think that fight was good, but I guess because Bradley didn't come with the same approach he did against Provodnikov, he was a runner. You know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of Manny Pacquiao fans probably gonna feel the same way about Tim Bradley being a runner. He's not a runner, okay? He's a smart fighter. He wasn't running, circling the ring. There's plenty of other fights where guys actually tries to run and use the whole ring. Bradley fought Marquez toe-to-toe to me. Almost knocked him down in the last round. And it was a very good fight. It was a lot of those rounds were pretty close. Closer than people would think. A lot of people think Tim Bradley clearly won the fight. He did win the fight, but I think a lot of those rounds were pretty close in that fight. So anyway, I just wanted to give my thoughts on the fight that's coming up. It was just announced, and I really don't know the details and stuff, if it's going to be at 147 or the catch weight or at 140. I don't know, but I'll probably do another video, do actually a better prediction. But if not, right now I see Marquez pulling off the win for that fight. I don't see him losing. I think it will be by unanimous decision, or if it's close, it'll be split decision. But I see Marquez winning by decision. I don't really see any knockdowns or anybody getting knocked out in that fight. Okay, but it should be a good fight. I don't even know if it's gonna be pay-per-view or not. I don't know. But I'll probably follow up with another video. Okay, so just leave your thoughts on the fight and subscribe to the channel.